G'day everybody. Hi out there. G'day everybody. It's Shauno here. We're here for a live stream. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to the channel. Yes, we've completed all well, I'm calling them sim games. I guess they're practice matches. I'm not too sure what you guys are calling them, but I'm calling them sim games. So we're here. Today we're going to have a look at those games. We're going to reveal my latest team. We'll call it latest team because we know we love to change our team all the time. And we're going to review a few of our viewers out there team. So if there's still time, if you want to join my Discord, I've pinned a link to the chat. Join the Discord, chuck your team in where it says post my team here, and we can go through your team today on stream. And yeah, we'll have a bit of a chat and see how things go. If you're not already subscribed and you're watching this now or in the future, please subscribe and like the video if you like the video, and leave me a comment down below. So once you get here, everyone say g'day in chat. I don't think there's too many people here yet. Everything seems to be working well. That's very good. So as usual, what we will do, we'll have a bit of a look at my team first, while a few other people, while we're waiting for a few people to roll up, and then hopefully some of the people whose teams we've got will turn up. So yeah, that's the plan. So I hope you guys all enjoy the stream, and let's get on with it. All right, we can get rid of this. So this is my, hey Corey, how you going? Love your work, Corey. How are you, mate? How's things, buddy? See you floating around all the other streams saying g'day. So good to see you, mate. Thanks for making the time to drop by. We've got your team there as well, so we will do that in the near future. Gee, we seem like there might be a little bit of a delay, which I wasn't really expecting. Does it seem like there's a bit of a delay to you, Corey, out there? Anyway, crew, let's have a look at my team. If there is a delay, didn't like being at the North game. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, mate. They got a bit of a thumping, didn't they? I watched all the sim games, and we're going to have a bit of a chat about the sim games. Hey, Pure, how are you? Afternoon. Yeah, we're going to have a bit of a chat about those games and what you guys thought and what I thought. I made some notes. I've got my KO now, so I watched all the games. I can't promise that I paid super close attention. I was usually doing other things, but I kept my ears open and sort of kept my eye on who I was like thinking about picking. Hey, Cheese, how are you, mate? How are you, mate? Yeah, I don't know, the teams just came out. I saw a team list posted on Facebook, Corey, and you're going to be at the game? Oh, nice. Yeah, I think these games are really going to determine what we think about our picks. A few interesting, Bailey Smith is out, some type of strain or injury or something, or mild strain or injury or something like that. Bailey Smith's not playing. And Liam Reedy made the team, which was interesting after his performance the other day. And what other interesting things did I think about the team list? I don't think there was too much other really stuff that I really paid attention to. There's not, I mean, besides, there's not a lot of players that I'll be keeping, I'm really interested in from that game. I'll still watch it, but yeah, I mean, besides obviously Jada Smith, it's pretty much already a lock, and some of the Geelong midfielder boys. As you can see, I kind of promised my team would be a little bit crazy, but it's not that crazy. But I'll show you what I'm going to do, what crazy stuff could happen in my team, guys and girls. So usual backline. I think this backline's pretty much locked for me. Whitfield, Rosie, Clark, two of them don't have the early bye. I think Clark can potentially go to another level. Kitty Coleman, like I said, we'll talk more about the practice matches, but didn't like the role very much, but he seemed to get enough of it. And I think, you know, he's going to be if he does play that high half forward role, I think he's going to be pretty dangerous. And so even at 233, just to have the job security, I don't think he's going to get dropped. I just think the role is not great, but I still think he can make us money at 233, and I don't think he's going to get dropped. What do you guys think about that? He's been in and out of my team, but I don't like the role, but he looked pretty good. Yep, so Discord is there, guys. Chat away if you like. If you're more than welcome to chat away here in chat as well. But the Discord is open to everybody. Get in there. And yeah, there's lots of very knowledgeable people in there, and they're sure they can help you out. Lindsay, Jax, gives us Sarong. Rookies will, change how we think. Jax looked really good. Jax in his game. Lindsay looked really good. Sarong didn't look so good, but you got to take these practice matches that we just had with a bit of, you got to think about them, that a lot of them, they had like 10 on the bench. So, they're going to try different things. They're going to take, not have their rookies on as long as they can. So these matches coming up are the ones where we're really going to find out, where we can really narrow down. So you think role questionable? Yeah, job security good, role questionable for sure. That's right. But at 233, I think I can afford to take the risk at 233 to have someone who's going to play every week, as opposed to all these back rookies there seem to be quite a lot of back rookies that we seem to be pretty keen on, including the Grills and the Sharps of the world, which I'll put in the midfield, because the midfield rookies are, I think, seem a little bit more dubious. I don't know if you guys are thinking that. Yeah, Jax he looked good even with, he looked like he was going to get a shot even with Dale in the team. So, he's pretty much a lock. I'm calling him a lock at the moment. As long as he makes a team, obviously, but he looks really good. And Lindsay looked good enough, I think, that he should be playing in the Eagles team. Obviously, as an Eagles supporter, I watched that game pretty closely, and I thought both Clark and Lindsay looked good, and Clark looked good in the Origin game as well. So even though I heard Luke Ryan was back to training or something today, but I don't think he's going to make any difference on Clark at all. I think Clark is going to be the main man. Bont and Butters, I don't think I'm changing that crew. I think that's going to stay the same. I don't think those two are locked in. I don't think I'm going to fade Bont. I'm just going to lock him in and pay the high price, and then I'm not going to have to get him later on. I'm going to go with the theory of I've got him and I don't have to worry about getting him. Reserves game the other day. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets dropped, if he doesn't get some decent form. I wouldn't be surprised. Bont, Butters, Sarong. I like Sarong in the Origin game, and I think he also played in the Eagles and Freo game. Liked his game. I think at that price, I think there could be a little bit upside. No early buy, great. Young did enough. Parrish actually is looking really good. Yeah, what's the go with Ryan? Who knows? But he's back. He was back in training or something I read today. It wasn't reserves games the other day, so he's training. He's there, but whether he is going to be an influence, whether he's going to be in the best team there, which he probably, you assume it's a good chance that he is in the best team, but I don't think he's going to affect our friend Jordan Clark if you are picking Jordan Clark. So I've kind of gone, I put in Dersma. I know he played the wing role, but this is kind of a job security team. I had Ewan in there as well, and I can still put him in as well because I've still got 180k in the bank. Both of them, I didn't love the role. Both of them didn't get a lot of it, but when they did, they looked okay. Dersma looked really nice when he kicked that goal in the beginning, but then, again, that's basically for job security why I've got the option to get them, and I can always drop down to a lower rookie. So that's what I'm thinking there. Grill looked really good. I think he's almost a lock. I think he's going to play. Jager Smith just looks awesome. Sharp didn't look so great, but again, like we said, it's the beginning of the season, and they had lots of time, lots of extra substitutes. So this week, got to keep a really good eye on Sharp. Farrow looked pretty good, so hopefully he keeps that up. Rashenko didn't look awesome. I think he only played half a game, but we'll see what happens in this match. I got glasses. Yes, Joshua, I do have glasses. Hey, Josh, haven't seen you in hours, Powers. Haven't seen you in hours, Powers. Yes, we're doing fantasy football now. Long time no see. So Luke Jackson and English. Now this could change. This could also be Sherry for the move I'm going to show you guys. I'm calling this the sneaky team, and I'll show you why I'm going to call it the sneaky team. Reedy, well, he was named faded sharp. I haven't faded him yet. I want to see what it looks like in this next game, pure, but I understand why. I'm tempted to fade him, but I don't have Will Brodie, as you can see, in the team at the moment. I think the midfield rookies are a bit shaky at the moment. The back rookies look good. The forward rookies look pretty good. The midfield rookies are a bit shaky. Yeah, Cheese, I didn't like what I saw. I'm really just going on what everybody else talks about. He's an intercept marker, but if he doesn't play a lot better in the game this week, he probably won't. There's so many good back rookies, I don't think he'll make my team. So if he's picked in round 0 and in round 1, we'll get to see him in round 0 as well. So we should get to see 2 matches, which is kind of a nice advantage for these rookies. If he comes out and gets a 30 in round 0, then I'm not picking him. If he comes out and gets a 60 or a plus, I'll probably pick him. Depends, obviously. We won't see... Will we see? We will see Gibbs. We won't see Lindsay. We'll see Jax. We'll see Kitty Coleman. So we'll get a decent look at who to pick. So anyway, crew, if we go down... Jackson and English for the moment. Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, that's not changing. I really like Buderick. I like this game. He got a decent score. At 240, I think he could be a pretty dependable, again, safe dude on the field. It's going to be a slow burn at that price, but I'm not going to have to worry about fielding some rookie. Philippou looked good. Robertson looked good. Lombard looked really good. Lombard seemed very good for his kind of high half-forward position. Cook, a bit of talk about Cook, and he's a DPP mid-forward, so liking him. And McAndrew, didn't he look good? So this is what we're going to talk about, crew. How many of you are running McAndrew at R2 now after that game? Come on, put your hands up. I know there's a few teams we're going to show later on. I've seen him in one already. Put your hands up. Who's running McAndrew at R2? Josh... Thoughts on Josh Worrell as a pod? Keen out for a few months, going to have some natural progression and take more of the sign. Yeah, I think it's reasonable. What's he priced at? What is he price? Oh, why are you doing this? There we go. What's he priced at? That's my 487. For me, for a risk, it's probably a little bit expensive. I'd want to see. You want to see something very, very nice in this in the practice game, because you're not going to get to see him in round 0. So you want to see him absolute dominate for this price. At that price, you want him to turn into a premium. So if you think he can be a premium, I think it's a fair pick. If you're doing it because you want to jump up to somebody else, I don't know if I'd be doing that. But okay, so... this whole McAndrew thing, like I'm thinking this, right? What if I run my team like this? Or let's say we know Sherry's got this magnificent run. No, we don't want to clear the team. That'd be a disaster. We know Sherry's got this magnificent run, right? So what about if we have Sherry or English or even Jackson? We put them in. Now, if we look at the buys, Sherry doesn't have a buy. Jackson doesn't have a buy, but English does. What if Sherry does shit the bed? So he looked okay around the ground, but he certainly didn't look that great at the throw-ups against the jumping rucks. So he still could be a really good scorer, but he could still drop a lot. So I've got this little plan. This is why it's called the sneaky team. Go in with 2 big rucks. Don't start McAndrew at number 2. But if one of these guys drops, say Darcy comes in and Jackson drops, or say Sherry, let's just do Sherry. Sherry, boom, he's out after, either before he drops money or if he has one drop, so you don't lose too much. Then you swap McAndrew up there. So you can always go, so we could go through Reedy and then we can get somebody else. Like we can put him up here. We unfortunately, because we don't have the ability here, because when the season comes, this will just be one trade. You won't need to do this whole going in and out. Supercoach can't handle it at the moment. And so basically, by having Cook there, then I could bring Cook down into this position. I've got 780,000. So then I could basically get any forward I want, any midfielder I want, and if I put one of these defensive midfielders down there, I can get any defender I want. So that's my cheeky plan. I'm thinking, go in with the 2 big rucks. If they fail, burn 1 trade, and this will really depend on having a DPP position here, either Reedy, a Duffman from the Eagles, or the Max Heath guy from Melbourne. So, and then say we just pick a mid. We pick the best possible mid. We want Dacos. And we go save. So this way to me seems a lot less risky than the guy's going to run this to start off. Because what happens if McAndrew, if he gets injured? I mean, he looked awesome, but if he gets injured or something and you've got no money to go anywhere else, that's where you're in trouble. The good thing is it'll be best 18 for those first few rounds. The good thing is Reedy was actually named in the game tomorrow. So I wouldn't be surprised if Reedy comes out and gets 30 points. He looked pretty terrible. He didn't look great in the ruck, and he looked even worse up forward, which was a big disappointment because I was kind of hoping that he'd be better than Pitnett and maybe get the number 1 ruck role. But Pitnett is definitely number 1 ruck, and Reedy is a long way up from getting that position. So yeah, so that's it, Masturbator. You can, if you time it well with the buys, you can even grab someone after the buy. So yeah, drop him and then pick up Dacos after the buy. And that's why having Sherry's a good one. English is less good because he has the buy later on. But say if he's not scoring very well, you know, he'll lose a little bit of money, but not too much. But I think that's the ideal way. Sherry down to like Dacos if it doesn't work. I think for me, I kind of like this. And for me, I feel it's safer than just going straight into it like this and having a... If I was going to start this, I really would want... I want to know this player. I'm not so worried about the R2. I'm worried about the R3. Is Duff Tyler... I mean, he looked good in the Eagles game, but he just don't know if he's going to get enough of it. And especially when you got Waterman, you got Shannon, and you got Archer Reed, and you got him. I don't know what the split of forward time, who's going to take the ruck when it comes up to the forward. I mean, is it going to be Reed? Reed could ruck too. So I really like Duff. I really like the Duff man. I'm glad the Eagles have got him, and I think he's going to surprise some people. I think he's going to kick some really good goals and be a very, very useful player in his first year for us at the Eagles. But I don't know if he's going to score enough in Supercoach to justify his 190. And same with Max Heath. I don't know if he's going to play enough. Like, you could get Duff Tyler at 190 and he could score 30 points, and that would be rough. Liam Reedy scores 30 points. You're probably going to expect it, and he probably will score 30 points. I don't know. What about you guys? What do you think about that? So that's my kind of plan. That's my team for the moment. And that's my plan, obviously, until we see the matches. If McAndrew is named in round 1, he'll be either in my flex or on my bench, probably in my flex position. And Reedy or a DPP ruck will be here. In worst case scenario, I think it has to be a plane. You can't do the white fella, and just in case it's disaster. So, and then if it works out in my favour, I will jump to him. It'll only cost me 1 trade, and I'll be able to invest that money in a good mid, and I'll save either on a ruck dropping price or, you know, or getting injured or something. So that's the plan, crew. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not going to start him like that, but I know a lot of people think about it, and I can see the valid. He looked really good, and I can see with the not knowing what's going on in the ruck, I can really see what's going on. Let's see what's going on here in chat. Am I missing anything? Josh, yeah, Worrell, I have to admit I didn't watch him too well in the match, but if you think he can be a premium, go for it. Pure, did I sell you on it? I don't know. averaged 100 the last 12 rounds, Josh. Yeah, that's close to top 10, top 8 defenders. There's some good defenders out there. How did Blakey look? Blakey looked good too. And even the Essendon guy, Archie Roberts, if he played, he looked all right as well. Yeah, TL73. I'm not going to go a non-playing rookie to start off with because the first 5 games are, well, they're all buys except for round 1. You're going to have a loophole, and the chances are, so the round 1 is the one where you're going to have to just take a punt on Bont. So I'm probably going to pick Bont is what I'm trying to say. Should we get it out? It's early, but I know we probably get it out.
Me fail English?
That's
impossible.
Thank you, Shauno. Yes, we failed English again. Yeah, so that's where having like a Bont in my team and paying up for these few big ones. So I'm thinking that my captain choices are going to be like Whitfield, Rosie, Bont, and Butters. They're my captain choices. And I loved how Jackson played on the weekend. In that team, he was the number 1 ruck, kind of played through the midfield. It was beautiful. It was music to my ears and eyes. But Darcy comes in, what happens? So I still think he's going to be really good. I still think Freo will win a lot more games if they leave Darcy out and just have Jackson in. But I don't know if they've kind of figured that out yet. It's called the Sherida Dacos buy flip. Masturbator, you like it? I like it. Duffman will be slow, but I think he'll be in the team every week. Surely we have to play him. And the good thing I like about Duffman is that he's good. He can get the ball when it hits the ground. He's not one of these big lumbering forwards that's if he misses the mark, you're never going to see it again. There's a good chance if the ball goes to the ground, whether he takes the ground or one of the other big forwards takes the ground, he's going to get it. So he might get a few more possessions than other big forward does. If I could just guarantee me, like, if I knew he was going to be the second ruck and get 20 or 30% ruck, I'd take him. But the thing is, I think Archer Reed might take that ruck and he might just be a third or fourth tall, even third tall with behind. Waterman will be number 1. Shannon will be number 2. And then it'll be Reed and Duff taking up that last position. And they'll probably, whoever's up forward, probably one of them will be off the field. One of them will be on. Whoever's up forward, when the ball goes up, they'll take the ruck, I assume. So I also think he'll be a slow burn. But I think his job security is pretty good. So I'm worried about Reedy's job security. He looked terrible. He didn't even look like, he really did look terrible. LT, are you doing the McAndrew thing and running an extra primo? Like, I understand it's risky though. It is risky to do it straight from the beginning if McAndrew gets injured or if he has like a bad game and they're just like, we'll give Rory O'Brien a go. Then where do you get the money? You have to have a plan. So I had another version of this team where I had a high price, like I had Zach Merritt, and my plan was to start the team like this. And if McAndrew fails, I would use the Merritt and some money I had in the bank to get a decent ruck. But you got to make sure you might have to sell that premium midfielder if everything goes wrong. So I'm just kind of planning for the worst. But if you want to risk it, I can see there's a big benefit of going in that way, and you might get a jump. You might get a jump, everyone. If McAndrew is scoring 90s and your premium midfielder comes out and scores a big score, especially if he's a non-early buy player, could be really good. And that's why I had Merritt, because he's a non-early buy player. I thought that way would be good. Josh, thoughts on Bergman? His numbers are insane when going in midfield and 6-game sample size. Yes, it is. But the things he's been saying pre-season, I don't like it. I'm kind of a bit, I guess the way is I'm I'm watching those guys really closely. The McKercher, the Bergman, and we haven't seen Nick Newman, and he's not named in the game tomorrow. So I think Nick Newman has scratched off my list, even though he was the one I probably liked the best out of all of them, just because it Duff the man, Duff TYT man, Duff Lee man, Duff TYT man. He's Duff man to me, masturbator. I've been waiting for years to have someone in my team that I can call Duff man as a Simpsons fan. Stuff man to me. Wines is out. JFH underdone and Dream start. Yeah, what do you guys think about Will Brodie? Didn't show too much in the game. Do you want to have a look at your teams, or do you want to talk about sim matches first, guys and girls? I got some stats. Has everyone seen the stats on the sim matches? So I got some stats. We can go through and look at your teams, or we can have a bit of a chat about these matches quickly through each match and what we thought of the players. So I made some notes. I don't know if you guys can actually read my notes. And we do have some, hopefully you're already in my Discord, but I posted up some AFL fantasy stats for a few of the matches which I could get my hands on. And so that was helpful. Wines is out. Jason or Francis, stay away from him, especially after last year's burnt everybody. But yeah. So who do we have stats on? We've got stats on the Port game. Can you guys even see this? So Rosie looked really good. Don't forget this is AFL fantasy. Vicentini, Miles Bergman, he got 45. So, but the role is there. Even though I wouldn't pay too much attention to that, I'd just be watching him this week because Will Brodie got 39. Both of them, I think you need to watch them this week. If Bergman looks like that's his role, I really liked what I went into the stats, but as long as he stays there, as long as they don't move him around, he did talk about that he didn't know where his role was the other week. And so, Whitfield or Ash, I'm all over Whitfield, Jay Wilson. He's my man. The number one defender last year, if you take out his injury game, he would have been number one above Nass and above Sinclair. I'm locking in Whitfield. I've thrown away the key. And unless I see some type of injury, he's in my team. He's my man. So and Ash has done it for 1 year. He could be awesome. Looked good in the Origin game. Don't know if he deserved the medal or not. Looking at you, Dacos, you got robbed, I would say. But yeah, he looked good. But Whitfield just does it every year. Ash has done it for 1 year. I'm banking in the guy who's done it, every year. Todd Marshall. How come I'm not starting Sinclair? I would love to. It's all about the buys. That's why I'm not starting him, because it's all about the early buys. Otherwise, I would. And so in my team, just move this. In my team, I've got Clark, because he's cheaper. I think he can go to another level, and he doesn't have an early buy. If we do the McAndrew thing, I could even get. I'm a bit worried Dacos is going to get tagged. Dacos is going to put up some huge scores through the season. But who else do you tag in Collingwood? Now, the question is, can you tag Dacos? Do they just put him behind the ball? Is he still going to score 120 even when he gets tagged anyway? Maybe. But I might not get Dacos. I might get Sinclair here. It's an option. That's why I like my plan, because I can get anyone. I don't need to I could get Cozzy Pickett comes out, gets 30 possessions and kicks 5 goals again every game. I can get Cozzy Pickett. I can get Dacos. I can get Sinclair. I can get whoever I want. I'm really, for the buys, if we have a look at the buys for my team, I got none in round 2. If we're doing it the other way without Dacos, I got none. In round 3, I've got Bont and Petrarca, so just 2 premiums. And in round 4, I've got Whitfield and Flanders, and that's it. So for me, that's a really safe way to start the season. And that's why I kind of like this team. But I do like Sinclair. I think Sinclair will be top 3 defenders. But I like Whitfield a little bit more. But I like Sinclair. He's my... I think those 2 will be the top 2. If I predict who's going to be the top 2, I think those 2 will be the top 2. And I think Nass will take a little bit of a hit through the attention that he gets. I like it, Rangatank. I do like McCarthy. And at 500k, I have considered him. I just think it's the Eagles midfield. There's going to be times when nobody from the Eagles midfield gets it. Flynn's just going to get dominated around the ground, and he's just not going to get the ball to the midfield enough. And you know what happens when teams get flogged? They get a lower overall, the overall score is lower. So they're going to be... There's just not enough score there for me to pick an Eagles midfielder. But I do like it, and I do like the fact he'll get DPP. So I just think if he was a little bit cheaper, if he was 450, I'd snap him up. 450 or under, I'd snap him up. At 500, I'm like, is he going to be a top 6 defender? I mean, he could be. He looks good, but I just worry about the Eagles midfield. You have in your keeper league, he's going to be good over the next few years. That's for sure. That's for sure. So let's quickly go through these matches, guys. Hawks and Geelong. Connor McDonald, he got a good fantasy score, but the eye test didn't really show. It was more Ward looked better. Sam Butler didn't look great, and Flynn Perez, 99k rookie, is on the horizon. Brisbane and Carlton, Kitty Coleman, like we said, played all over the place. Looked good, but played all over the place. I still think he might be worth getting just for job security. Harry Dean looked good, but low scoring. I think I'm crossing him off. Daniel Annable didn't show enough. Don't think he'll be in the round 1 team. Not picking him unless he comes out and scores a fortune. I don't think he might not even play round 0. I'm pretty sure he won't. Liam Reedy looked terrible, but he's in the team tomorrow, so hopefully he can do something tomorrow to keep him in the team, and at least have us a bit of a ruck coverage, even though I think he's going to be not good. I think even at bargain basement price, he's going to be a slow burn. Jager Smith is a lock. Lock that kid in. Lock it in. Taylor Byrne, the guy kicked the goals, 3 goals for Carlton. Interesting. DPP, got him on my radar. Going to check him out tomorrow. He's in the team tomorrow, on the bench, named on the bench. Check him out. One to keep an eye on, crew, if you're watching that match. Yeah, Josh, and I feel the same. Not only that, it's who else do you tag in you're not tagging Ned Long or whatever. If you're gonna have a go at the tag at Geelong, you're gonna have a go at tagging Dacos, right? So whether you can tag him or not, and whether his teammates get in there and help him, is another question. But I mean, maybe I'll just take a gamble that he does and somebody else goes down. The thing is, now we don't have Finn. I was pretty keen on Finn O'Callaghan, and now we don't have him. I don't want to pick one of the Gold Coast guys, even though I really like Anderson. I don't want to pick him because of his bye. So I think it's limited to who I think are the top 4 or 5 mids who I want in my team. So that's why I wouldn't mind going a bit cheaper, like Sarong or even a Merritt. Don't have an early bye. Proven history of big scoring. Could potentially be in the top 8. Maybe not, but could be. Western Bulldogs versus Sydney. I'll see if I've got any more of these stats. Did you guys, if you want these, crew, match stats, go to my Discord. They're in there. I posted them. You can check them out. One of the reasons, like Connor Buderick got an 88, just looked like he was cruising around. I'd be super happy at the 240k. If he could do this for me every week, I'd be very happy. Dale is in. You said Dale's not playing, so for at least the first match, or he's a bit injured or something. So that's interesting. A lot of people on Fraser, the fridge. Maybe. I don't know. It's too expensive for me as far as I'm concerned. Who else? Oh, and there's Jacques Cousteau, whatever we want to call him. 82. If he does that in defence, I'll I'll send him a invitation to marriage. So that looked pretty good. And who did they play? They played Sydney. Sydney, oh my God, did they look good or did they look good? Did they look good or did they look good? And Errol Goulden, I want him in my team. Isaac Heaney, yeah, maybe. They could be one of the ones. They could be one of the ones if I do the McAndrew things that I get, because they both looked really good. Nick Blakey also looked really good. Brodie Grundy looked pretty good. Callum Mills looked pretty good. Their whole team looks pretty good. Watch out for Sydney. Jai Sarong didn't look so good, but it's only a practice match. Let's see what happens. We'll give him a warm-up match, but didn't like it. So Grundy good, Bailey Dale good, but he got injured. Nick Blakey looked good. Gold Coast versus St Kilda. Do I have any stats for them? I don't think we got stats on this. Everyone, tell me, crew. A lot of people be saying, not Nasai Wanganeen-Malera didn't really look like he got out of second gear. Wasn't what people wanted to see, but he's still going to be very good. But whether he's a fade, for me, in the new role, I just want to see the new role. Masturbator, apart from the Waterboy, West Coast key position players are in the worst in the comp. Exactly. Eagles will keep adding the fringe midfielders and flankers from other teams. I actually think the forward line looks pretty good now. It's the players that are trying to get the ball to them that aren't that good. They don't get any ball. If they had some players that are going to deliver the ball onto their chest, then, when we had Oscar Allen, no one could kick the ball to his chest. At Brisbane, he's going to clean up and get a ton of goals. I actually think the forward line of Eagles looks okay. I think the problem is the ball doesn't go anywhere near them. I think this year, but the four of them are going to be quite good. If we had a better midfield, we'd do a lot better. At least we've got some older, bigger bodies now, and there might be some competition for spots. I think instead of basically kids versus men, as it has been the last 3 or 4 years, we've actually got some men in the midfield who might actually be able to get the ball and head it towards the forward line, maybe. Spelled Taylor. Who are you talking about, LT? Taylor? You want Goulden? Yeah, it's hard to fit everyone in, and the buy is a little bit tricky. Yeah, I like LDU. I did a video, Josh Lag, on LDU, and I like him as well. But I like him more when Wardlaw is in the team. When I looked at his stats, when Wardlaw, him, and Cheezel played together, his scoring was through the roof. But when the three of them weren't there together, Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Byrne. Yeah, good man. He was, I've been keeping a close eye. He looked good, scored goals, and his DPP. Very nice. I'll be watching him tomorrow for sure. What else I got? TDK, mostly the ruck, which is nice, but still shared a bit with Marshall. Petrarca looked good. I don't know. Some people said they didn't think he looked a bit fumbly and whatever, but the ball was slippery up there. But I thought Petrarca looked brilliant, and I've already got him in my team, and I've locked him away and thrown away the key now. I think he looked great. He was all over the place. Flanders looked great. He was all over the place. Jamar, the ball was slippery, as we said. Looks like he'll play, though. If you want a 200k player to play, if he's named. I don't know. Key forward, like we talk about key forwards, another key forward issue. What do you guys think of Ewan? He looked okay, but he only had 9 disposals. He's played on the wing. He cost 200k. I don't know. I'm going to have to see something this match that says pick me, I think. I don't know. Scared of who, Josh? LDU. Anyone who wants to go back and watch my stats, I really did a deep dive into it in a YouTube video. Only 60 people watched it, so I'm surprised not many people know. Not many people listen to me, but if all 3 of them play, but I think if only 2 of the guys, 2 out of the 3 play, like if it's just him and Sheasel, he might get a bit too much attention. But if he's got help there in the midfield, and he's got Cherry shoving the ball down his throat, LDU can score big. I was pretty keen on LDU, but now I want to see, with Wardlaw out, I'm not as keen. Flanders, yeah, what do you guys think of Zeke Ewan? What do you think? Philippou looked really good, played the midfield role. Leo Lombard looked good. He looked good. I know he plays a high half forward, but he looked good for his price. I think as long as he gets named, I'm locking him in. Gold Coast is going to be good. But Ewan, I don't know, at 200k, out there on the wing, it's a question of job security or making money. And is his job security that good? Is his job security that good? No Collingwood players. Who do you want? Dacos. Maybe the two Dacoses. Who else you got? Dylan Patterson. Is he? He's the other young. Yeah, he might get a game over the top of Ewan. We'll have to see what happens in these practice matches on round 0. I really want to watch those two matches. If it looks like he's going to be, they're just going to play him every week, I might pay up the 200k for him just for job security. In the midfield, I think you got too many cheapies in defence to put him in defence. Harrison is another the Collingwood rookie, maybe another one to keep an eye on. One I haven't seen too much of, but you know, Collingwood, Riccardi, forward ruck, played quite a bit of ruck. Riccardi. Thought that was interesting. I just thought I'd put that day. Maybe the number 1 ruck. Maybe. Ralston looked okay. Cheap, but awkward price at 280. I don't love it. Does anyone like Canelio at 320 with all the GWS midfielders out? I think I like Canelio more than Ralston. I'm tempted to have a swing. It's got already two mid prices in that midfield, but if I wanted another one, I might even have a go at Canelio. Briggs, yeah, key forward. 4 goals. Did he get injured? Injury? Asking you guys. Clayton Oliver looked okay. Could potentially be a pick, even though I don't know. I could go there. And Brent Daniels. We talked about Brent Daniels a little bit. He's apparently injured as well, so I'll stay away from there. Richmond Essendon. Parrish is a lock. Lock that man in. Grill from Richmond looked good. Lock him in. Farrow looked good. If he plays, lock him in. Smith, like I asked you guys, I don't know. What about the Smith kid from Essendon? We're all so keen on him, and now it's like, I don't know. Exactly. Yeah, Taylor, for the moment, these, like I said, we're jumping to a lot of conclusions. A lot of these benches had 10 people on them. So these kids, if they're named this week and they play all right, throw away whatever you thought last week. This week and round 0 is what really matters. This just gives you an idea of what they could be like. Melbourne and North, I thought Steele was good. He is a valid pick now. Kashia Pickett, whoa, 5 goals, lots of disposals. What's his name? This guy, Sharp, sorry, not Smart. Smith, I don't know why I write Smith. Sharp. Essendon Sharp. Devon Sharp? I want to say Devon Sharp, but I don't know if that's right. I think it is. Probably not. It's probably not right. You know, you have those memory. Dyson Sharp. Memory. Brain fade. Shauno's old. His brain's going a bit, you know. Going a bit senile in my old age. Pickett looked really good. And the young Pickett, Latrell Pickett, looked really good too. Max Heath looked okay. If you needed that other ruck swing, if you're going to do the McAndrew thing. Langford looked okay if you're still looking there. I was looking at Windsor a little bit, but he played in the midfield. He just never got the ball. So I think I had to scratch him off. I almost had him in my defence for a while. Caleb Windsor. He was in the midfield every time I looked, and I never saw him get the ball. Harvey Langford, I thought, looked okay. If you were thinking about it, keep watching. Keep watching him. He hasn't, you know, like Windsor, I think, I'm not interested anymore. Langford, I'm still thinking about it. Potential. Doveston was quiet. Lockie Doveston for the North. If that's how you say it. Quiet. And Sherry at the ball ups didn't look good, but around the rest of the ground, he looked good. So I don't know how you want to take it. How many ball ups are there going to be compared to like throw-ins and times where they can wrestle? So he's still going to be good. Just like what percentage is he going to drop is the question. He still could be the number 1 ruck, especially with the beginning run. Just how much he's not going to drop. There was a bolter of a guy for the D's. Three goals. I know the young Pickett guy looked good. Could play round one. We will have a look at that. And so quickly get through these guys. We talked about Port Bergman. The role was good, but Marshall. What do you guys think of Marshall? Only played half a game. Didn't take any kickouts. I think Marshall is almost a line through for me, unless I see something very different in the next couple of weeks. Brody, might just have to take a risk on Brody. Rosie's a lock. The Thrill Thorpe, I'm going to call him. Oh, my Lord. Wasn't he awesome? Riley Thrillthorpe, he was awesome. He was all over all his opponents. Plus, he went out to run around in the midfield because he was bored. He got sick of kicking goals. You know, it's amazing. So he's one which I'll be targeting after maybe he has a bad game or two, I would think. If he has a game where he's not held and doesn't kick many goals, he's one I'll definitely be targeting. We've had a big chat about McAndrew. Braden Cook, at the moment, he's in my team. DPP, rookie, looked okay. All right. West Coast Frio, Sarong, good. Jackson looked amazing. I just want to, propose to that guy. Make him the number one ruck. Might even make the top four. Freo, make him the number one ruck. I predict now, Freo, you make Jackson your number one ruck. You leave Darcy at home and put him in the waffle, and you make the top four. Hayden Young looked okay. Reed looked good. Murphy Reed, not the Harley Reeds. The Murphy Reed looked really good. Ryan Marrick is a kick-out hog. He looks like he's going to be the man since McCarthy has moved to the midfield. He could get a lot of kicks, a lot of kick-outs. He could be a sneaky one to be right up there around the top 10 defenders. Devin Robertson, lock if named around one. Dersma, okay, but an average role. Schoenberg started off the game okay. Played a kind of a high half forward, but then Noah Long got injured. Does he get Noah Long's position? This is what I'm like. A lot of us were writing off Schoenberg, but now Noah Long's out. All the best to Noah Long. Really sad to hear that, mate, that you're out for the whole season. That's a real bummer with your injury history. Really shame, mate. So all the best, and we hope you get back soon. Josh Lindsay, the Eagles, if he's named lock, and Duffman, not bad. Duffman, not bad. Marshall's a no. Great pick of Nick, absolute legend. Nick Dacos, Nick Blakey. Blakey played a good game, tempting a few people. Really like Tom McCarthy. I think because he's in the back line, he'll get DPP. The problem with me and McCarthy is, one, it's the Eagles midfield. We've talked about the Eagles midfield. I'm sorry, Flynn, but you're not much of a ruck. That's why I wouldn't even mind if they just let Duffman go on the ruck. He's a tiny little kid and he'll get monstered, but, he's going to be better than Flynn within a year or two. And, Flynn's not getting the midfielders the ball, so what matter does it make? When it hits the ground, at least he might have a chance, but anyway, he's probably don't want to injure the young kid, so maybe let the young kid play up forward for a season. It's not like we're going to win a lot of games anyway. But yeah, just the amount of ball the midfield's going to get is going to be limited. That's the only reason? If Tom McCarthy was the playing the Marrick role, I'd be all over him. I think, we saw Marrick can be a bit wayward with his kicking occasionally. He's pretty good, but he's not bad, actually, Marrick. He's actually pretty good, so I won't blame him too much. Won't bag on him too much. He could be a surprise, and he's cheaper, I think. Marrick is actually quite a bit cheaper. He's $450, I think. $460. So if you're considering a Bergman or a McKercher, what do we think of McKercher now with the finger? Yeah, I love Nick Nat. He's probably one of my all-time favourite players of all time. Rory, looking up at me, saying, go, Shauno. Yeah, met him once or twice here in Perth as a Perth boy. Just not only was he one of the most amazing players to ever watch, ever, and I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but when you watch him as close as I did as an Eagles supporter and saw how influential he was on games. You just saw, I don't think anyone has ever won as many games off his own back in the last couple of minutes of the game as he has. I think 4 times he did it. 4 times. Twice he kicked goals after the siren, and twice he kicked goals within like a minute or 2 of the last siren to win the game. The only other person I know that's kicked 2 after the siren is Mundy from Freo. So people used to say he didn't get enough of the ball. He didn't get a lot of the ball, but when he did, he won your games, and it was just spectacular, his marking and stuff in the younger games. I could watch his highlights all day. And he's the nicest guy ever, and I'm so glad he's at the club. So he's just a really nice gentleman, good guy. No, Ranger, it was just, that's why a lot of people knocked him because they didn't think he got enough of the ball, but he was so impactful, you know, and it was just, there won't be anyone like him for a long, long time. And the Eagles have suffered. Ever since we had Dean Cox and then him, 2 of the best rucks you'll ever see, 2 in a row, and since then, nothing. And that's why we all feel a bit sad over here. Every time we look at the ruck line, we look sad because we were so spoilt for 10 years, maybe longer, 15 years. We were so spoilt, and then we just had it all taken away and had nothing. They took away our chocolates, and they didn't give us anything. So I think it's about time, crew, that we look at your teams and stop listening to me crap on about my team. See if I missed anything more in chat. If I missed something you say in chat, you can always say, "Hey, Sean, read my message." So 200k is too much uncertainty. Pass on Ewan. Yeah, I think so too. Harrison, replace Bobby. Oh, Harrison if he plays and he's named in round 1, the only thing is I worry with these really good teams like Gold Coast and Collingwood. These rookies, if they come in and they don't play too good, they just get dropped. And you might never see them again. A bit like the Henry Huswaite of last year. Looked good, came in, played a couple, and then just dropped them and you never see him again. Harvey Langford, yep, I said I think he's a watch, looks good. Clary looks nowhere near as fit body compared to what was back in 21-23. And he just looks nowhere near as fit. Yeah, he's not. I think it's only the fact that people are considering him is because he's got the whole midfield to himself for the moment. Once those boys come back, yeah, I don't know, but I don't think I could risk Clary unless he came out. If he scored 150 Supercoach points this week and then in round 0, maybe I would consider him. Yeah, I'd have to consider. But if he unless he does that, I won't be considering. Corey, what's the name of that player? Do you know the bolted from the guy for the D's? Marshall, it's a no. Yeah, really like Tom McCarthy. Nick Nat, yeah. Check your team. Happy with it. Yes, yeah. Let's do team. So Rangi, you put your team in. So the first one we got here is from Pure. Can we? All right. So still got Wanganeen, Malera, Rosie. I know you're out there, Pure, so make yourself known. Guys, it's not too late to put your team in. Put your team in. Oh, before we do this, just hold on for 2 seconds. I just need to check something. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I know there's a few of you watching. I apologize for this. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. What's that, Skip? Shauno's talking about Supercoach again. Let's go. G'day everybody, it's Shauno again, and I'm back with some more Supercoach content. Today we're going to be doing our team reveal February update. So I'm going to go through my team and let you know what changes I've made before these preseason games start. Now before we get on with it, I'd like to thank everybody for their support. You've all been great. Thank you so much for all the support I've received so far. If you haven't already, make sure you sub. Do that right now. Helps me out a lot, and we've got some really good videos coming out, and the beginning of the season is going to start soon. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, do that right now. If you like the video, please like the video, and if you leave me a comment down below, I promise I will get back to you. Don't forget 2 more things. One is that we have my Discord channel where there's a really great team of people in there chatting about my team, and they can chat about your team and anything else really you want to talk about, Supercoach related. And yeah, if you also post your team in my post your team here section, we will do a video in the next week or 2 where we put your team up on stream and we go through your team. And the last thing is the leagues. Underneath me will be the leagues. Some places still left in the 20-person league. The unlimited league, there's lots of spaces there. Sorry about that, crew. Sorry about. Got some food delivered. Didn't want my chicken sitting out there in 30-degree heat. Love you guys and love the live streams, but don't really want to die for it. So chucked it in the fridge and now we're back to it. Sorry if everyone's don't like to do that, but thank you for putting up with my shit. Anyway, so Wanganeen, Malera, Pure, this is your team. You're still with us. Rosie, McKercher, what do we think about McKercher? Are we fading? Do we still like him? The problem is we can't see what's going on, right? Is he going to play this week? I hope he plays this week, but I really wanted to see that the role was there and the role was locked. Especially now that we know Wardlaw is a bit injured. Does McKercher go to the midfield? Caleb Daniel looked like the man back there. So is it going to be McKercher and Caleb Daniel, or is it just going to be Caleb Daniel and McKercher runs a bit higher in the midfield? I don't know. We want him to play back. If I knew he was playing back, I'd consider him. If I see he's playing back, I'll consider him, but I want to see it. Pure, you here? Lunch has arrived? Yep, lunch for you, or dinner. That's my dinner for afterwards. Bont and Butters, yep, Dacos and Gordon. I love it. You know, they just look so dangerous. Young and Parrish. Ralston, you got Ralston in there? Okay. I can understand with all their injuries and stuff. He did look good. I even thought he looked good last year when he played. He looked good. He just didn't really have the opportunity. How long he's going to be there? And whether it's better to get a rookie for the money, Pure, I'm not too sure. But I think he's got job security at the moment. He's going to play. Gawn and Briggs, I don't know about Briggs. I mean, if it works, great. But I think now you've got other options. Looks like there's going to be a lot of teams running 2 rucks. And I think you might find cheaper options than Briggs. But I understand, big guy and a little guy. Not many people are going Gawn. If Gawn goes bang, like he probably will, you're going to have a nice little advantage and a captain opportunity. Sheasel, Flanders, DeGoey. Now, I must have been blind, but everyone said DeGoey did really good. I didn't even remember seeing DeGoey. Did DeGoey do good? You guys and girls, tell me. Did DeGoey do really good in the game the other day? Is that why people are thinking about him? Philippou, Latrell Pickett looked good. I don't know if he's going to be a high scorer, but he looked good. And Marshall, I don't know. Your rucks, yeah, I think you showed me another 2. And for Reef McMinnis, I don't think he'll be a high scorer. I think you can find a better. I think I prefer Gibcus than this guy, but we'll see. Keep an eye on him. Lindsay, Brody, Rashenko, like only played a half. Carroll, a lot of people were down on Carroll. I think he actually scored okay. Like, I thought I saw somewhere where I saw some fantasy points where he scored okay, but a lot of people were saying they didn't like what they saw from him. The only problem is what happens when Sinclair comes back. He was on the origin duties, so keep an eye on Carroll. McAndrew on the bench, Lombard and Robertson, and Hewland, you're going him. The DPP I like. Uncertainty in role, I don't. If he shows job security, I still might pay up for it. All right, Pure, I do like it. Uninterrupted preseason. Did he play the match the other day? Did he play? I don't remember seeing anything. Just hold on. Just hold on. Guys, got someone yelling at my door.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
God, everything's happening, crew. Guys yelling at me. He's forgotten some of my groceries. God, so rude getting interrupted. How dare he interrupt our live stream? Anyway, I like it pure. Jordan DeGoey, yeah. Did he play? Did he play that game? Did he play? Actually, I should say, nice of the guy to bring it back, but nice of the guy to actually drop it off. Normally, they just take it and throw it in the bin, I reckon, somewhere else. Cheese, you're up next, Cheese. Are you in the chat, buddy? Cheese told me this was a crazy team, and he was afraid he didn't want to put it in because he was embarrassed. And then he changed his mind and said, bugger it, I'm going to put it in anyway. So, Cheese, we love you, mate. We love you. So, yeah, he played a half and he looked okay. I mean, he's got... If he looks good, you certainly got to consider him because he can score. He can score, you know. And if you see him play a good amount of CBAs in the midfield, it could be a very good pick. Yep, you're still here? All right, buddy. You're still ashamed of your team? Ash, like I said, I think Ash is fine. I prefer Whitfield, but only because Ash could outscore Whitfield. He could outscore Nas and Sinclair. We don't know. He's a really good player. It's just a matter of he's only done it one season. It's the only thing that worries me. Rosie, I like it. McKercher, again, I don't know where I'm at with McKercher. I don't know where I'm at. Windsor, he's off. Cheese, I know we both talked about it. We had a laugh and said that he was in both of our teams. Big line through. That practice match, he went to every centre bounce, and I didn't see him get the ball once. I'm like, can you go to every centre bounce and not get the ball once? So I think that's enough to say that he's not going to be great in that role, or he's not going to score well in that role. Farrow, Lindsay, they look awesome so far. Butters, Dacos, Anderson, Will Ashcroft, I like that pick. Walsh, Paris, so you're gone kind of deep in the midfield. Parrish, Lindsay, maybe. Last season was good. Grill looked awesome. Sharp, like we talked about. Chase Jones, yeah, a bit of talk about. Chance or Chase Jones? Could be an interesting pick. Adelaide, could be something to go. Who you talking about, Josh? He was dominating previous intra-clubs. I think there was just one down game. Windsor, yeah, I've been on him. I've been listening. I haven't heard that he's dominating. I just heard that he's got the role that he's been playing in the midfield. No one ever said he'd been dominating, I don't think. Maybe I'm going to check that again. But again, Jones, he's a chance pure. I like it. One to watch, right? If you watch Melbourne this week and he manages to actually get the ball, then it's one to consider at 280. Tricky price, but I was thinking I'd prefer him to like a McKercher or at his price or at a Kitty Coleman's price, just because if the shit goes sideways, it's not so much invested. So he's still there. He took himself out of my team with that one bad game. So I'll take your word for it that we'll give him a chance. Everyone gets a chance. They're just practice matches. You know, nothing set in stone. This week, though, if you play crap this week, you know, I don't know. And then you don't, especially if you don't play round 0, like Melbourne don't. If you play crap this week and you don't play round 0, so that's all the information we have. I don't think you can lock them in. Yeah, pure. Yeah, I think I want to see I've seen the role. I want to see now that you can produce in the role. Lindsay, yeah, I like it. Jackson McAndrew, yeah, you're going the McAndrew. I knew someone had. I remember seeing someone's team, Cheese. I think it's a viable option. I think it's a little bit risky. You want to see Reedy play, and I'd even be tempted to have one of the other boys around here just to cover your backside. But I can see a world where this works. You know, obviously, if it works, the money you make and the extra primo midfielder you have is going to be a real benefit. She's a Petrarca. Nice. I'm not getting rid of Petrarca. I think people underestimate how good Petrarca's going to be. I think he's going to play a lot of CBAs, and I think he's going to be very good. And I think the other players, they're going to move other players around, like Torque Miller to the back line, the forward line, and he's going to be playing CBAs. Yep, the fridge, Flanders. I don't know about the fridge, but hopefully. I just think once the Bulldogs have their full midfield, the fridge, what number midfielder is he? You got Bont, you got Richards, you got Libber. Is Fridge number 4? Is there someone else behind him? What about Sanders and all those other guys that run through there? I'm sure probably missing others as well. What number midfielder is Fridge? Looking like Caleb Daniel might be the better pick than McKercher. Exactly, Rory. Well, we didn't see them together. That was the problem. We need to see them together. And you might not get to see McKercher together because they might let his finger heal and bring him in round 1. And then what do? You just don't. I don't think you can pick him if that's the case. You need to have a look, because if you haven't seen him all preseason, like in any of the practice matches or anything, and then all of a sudden he comes in and they're like, oh, we don't have Wardlaw, we're going to put him in the midfield, that could be a problem. You heard he will be 3. To what you're saying, Libber is dropping out? Richards is definitely dropping out. Or you're saying Bont might play a little bit forward, which is possible and scares the living crap out of me because I've got Bont in my team. Even though Bont can score goals, but if they take Bont out and put him a little bit more forward because they need someone to score goals and he's more dangerous, that is going to be a 700k disaster for me. But, you know, it could be a thing. Could be a thing. If he was cheaper, if he was 350, I'd be all about it. At 420, chuck a little bit more on there. I don't know. If he is number 3, it's a good pick. If he's number 4 or 5, I don't think it's such a good pick. Again, I want to see these matches. And the Bulldogs are another team that they play round 0, so you'll get to see twice. You'll get to see 2 times. O'Sullivan, yep, bigger than McKercher. The potentially maybe not as clean, pure, maybe not as clean. But don't get me wrong, I haven't written off McKercher. I just haven't seen it. And what I like to see stuff with my own eyes before I invest 450k in it. Causa, you're up, buddy. You're right here, so that's nice. I do like the team. Though. Very nice. God, that looks clearer to you than me. Maybe my glasses need to be cleaned. Looks clearer on your screen than it does on my screen. Lockie Ash. Yep, another one with Lockie Ash. Again, I think it's fine. Rosie, Clark and Blakey, nice big mid defence. All potential top 6 mid defenders. Grill and Lindsay and Sarong and Jax. I think most of us going there. Bont and Butters, the 2 big dogs. Dacos and Heaney, some more big dogs. Sarong, Parrish, Dersma. Nice. Smith. Yep. Jones? Tell me something. Causa, Jones? Talk to me. You know something we don't know? Jones? Cameron, I like Cameron as a ruck. I think Cameron really will be pushing for top 4 ruck with the McAndrew. I'd say this is where you got to have Reedy here, Causa. If you're going to do this, you have to, the minimum Reedy, this player has to play to save a disaster. I bet you don't have much money in the bank looking at this team, but I bet you've got about $1,000 in the bank, don't you? Because, yeah, I think to run this could be the year to do it, but this player is the player has to play. Whoever it is, whether it's Duffman, whether it's Max Heath, or whether it's Reedy, even if the dude only gets you 40 points, you want him to play. He has to play. The Shees, Flanders, Buderick. I've got Buderick in my team. I like the pick. At 240, it'll be slow but safe. Philippou, Cook. I like Cook and Robertson. I do like it. You've got, by doing this, you've got a stacked midfield. Like having Heaney, Dacos, Bontempelli. Your midfield goes real deep. And your defence goes real deep. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 keepers. The 2 big rookies that you could drop down. You got Ewan here as well. So, yeah, I like it. I do like it. I like it. So yeah, I think it's good. I think the more of us look at this team, the McAndrew, if he plays round 1 and Rob doesn't, I think a lot of people are going to go there, and I can totally understand why. 17.8 in the bank, so you can afford a Reedy. You can afford a Reedy. Josh, thanks, buddy. We will do your team, no problems. Saints, okay. All right, who's next? Who's next? Pure, you said you've had your team already, but you said this is a bit of a mid-price madness. We'll have a quick look. Wangani, Malia, Rosie, McKercher, Blackiston. I don't mind Blackiston. I don't mind. I like the fact that when I was watching the game, the Essendon guys said that even when Brian comes back, if Blackiston's doing a really good job, he'll have to work his way into the team. Brian is not the automatic best ruck in that guy, in a potential expert's opinion, which I like the sound of. So I'm considering this too. I think this, if he can get ruck scores as the number 1 ruckman, he could score a bit more than like a Kitty Coleman or who else we just saw back there as well. Or, he might even get a similar to a Bergman or a McKercher or something for cheaper. Maybe. You'd have to want to be planned to flip him, though, if Brian does come back, the other ruckman. Bont, Butter, Sarong, Goulden. Yeah, I'd love to get Goulden in this spot. I just can't afford him at the moment. Yeah, he looks so good. The thing, you know what? Let's talk about Goulden for a second. Did you guys watch the game? He didn't start on the wing. He started in the guts. He was right there at the centre bounces. Every time I saw a centre bounce, Goulden was in the centre bounce. Now, if I remember correctly, and when I did my video on him earlier on when I was ramping him up, I always said he ran from the wing to the centre bounces and then got it and like ran on or whatever. He was like the link man. Now he's in there getting CBAs. Ooh, it's tempting. It is so tempting to try and work him in there somehow. Parrish, Dersma, Ewan. I think starting the 2 of these is not crazy because you can always go down. You can't go up. If you've got 17k in the bank and you're trying to go up to one of these guys, if Dersma comes out and gets a 90 and a 95 in his 2 first weeks, you're going to have him. If he scores on a wing, he gets like 20 possessions and gets a goal or whatever. And another week he gets 18 possessions and 2 goals, or, a few score assists, which wishful thinking for an Eagles supporter. But you're going to have to get him. And same if Ewan goes back and he takes some kick-ins and plays that rebounding defender, you're going to have him. So if you've already got him, you can always go down. Going up, if you've only got like 20k in the bank, is going to be a problem. Does anyone else think like that to me? I'm thinking having them both in my team and then making correction trades could be easier than trying to find money. Jackson and Cameron, I like this ruck setup. I think it's pretty safe. I think if they lose money, it's not going to be too much. There is serious upside with him getting CBAs. Yeah, the only reason he's in my team over Sarong, not that I didn't think Sarong looked good, is Sarong has that early buy. But if I can get Goulden in, I'll probably get him in. Shees or Flanders, De Goey, another one with De Goey. I'll be seriously considering this. Maybe it's Buderick to De Goey for me. If he plays really well, he does cost that little bit more, but he's still nice and cheap. None of us are considering Treloar anymore, right? Now that he's got that injury. Young there, Philippou, Pickett. A lot of people thinking about Pickett. I thought he looked really good. I don't think he'll be a big scorer, but I think could. Oh, what about the Brisbane dude who played back? Lincoln McCarthy. Anyone considering him? Marshall, I'm going to need to see more Marshall. Lombard looked really good. Yep, like the team, buddy. I like the team. Yeah, do like it a lot. I think you've got... See, this is what I think I could potentially get Goulden if I went down from Jordan Clark in the background to McKercher, to one of these cheaper guys, or to a Blackiston, I could get a Goulden in the midfield, which I might do. Just the buy. I'm not. I remember I told everyone not to freak out about the buys, but if I can get a player that I think is going to be top 8 or top 6 who doesn't have the buy, or at least in that ballpark, is it a better advantage just to get it? But Goulden looks so good. Goulden looked so good. All right. Yeah, Goulden getting it. Artie Jones, great little player. Played a few games, but can't cement a spot in the team. Cool. We'll keep an eye on him. Put him on the watch list. My watch list has about 1 million players on it. I don't know about you guys. My watch list is about the size of the entire. It's got about the size of the entire list of every single rookie on there is in my watch list. Finn, nice to see you, Finn. Pudding round 3 will have enough cover the best 18. We'll be firing other rounds with the big dogs. Yeah, I think I watched. I don't know if you guys watched the sword play guys. I really love their good work that they do. They did the interviews with the past winners, and some of the stuff they said really resonated with me. And starting some of these big dogs, a lot of them, they're not afraid to start the big dogs at the beginning. They don't want to buy them in so once the season starts, they don't want to buy Dacos at 620. They want to get him at 580 or 550 when he has a bad game or he's been tagged, if that ever happens. Or same with the Bont. But they don't mind paying up for them at the beginning. Once they've got him in the team, they're happy. So I'm kind of they won, so they must know something a little bit more than me. And the other thing I kind of took from those videos was, it doesn't matter if your team's a bit vanilla at the beginning. No big pods. If everyone's got Goulden, you pick Goulden. It doesn't matter if he gets injured or whatever. You don't win Supercoach with your starting team. You can lose Supercoach by your starting team. And that's why we watch videos like this one, to make sure we've got the right rookies and a reasonable structure. But then it's your trading, and you want to go hard with your trading early. It's also the other thing I picked up. You boost, whack out your boost. This year I'm planning to use 2 or 3 boosts in maybe the first 5 or 6 weeks. So I might use 2 boosts in rounds 1 and 2. And then I want to use my last boost during the buys is my plan. And I want to have trades left at the end of the season. They're all things I picked up from those videos. None of them won without trades. So good video series to watch, crew. And they put a lot of hard work into it. So definitely check it out. Sinclair, Rosie, Clark, Windsor, I like it. Like Windsor, Blackiston, if you can get a little bit more money for a McKercher or someone, fine. Grilled, it looks really solid. Love Sinclair. Wish I could get him in my team. Bont. Oh, the other thing, though, that's what kind of got me onto it. They said that if you're picking an early buy character, you have to assume. So if I pick Sinclair over Jordan Clark, they are my choices. Sinclair has to outperform Jordan Clark by at least 5 points a week over the entire season to make it worthwhile. That's what one of them said, one of the winners said, and yes, I think that could happen, but I also think Jordan Clark could have a big season. I think this could be his best season. Last year he was very steady. I think he can be very steady this year with a few more of the big scores. Bont, Butters, Dacos, Heaney and Goulden in the same team. Ooh, I mean, it's tough, but it looks beautiful until you play that buy. But we're coming out of that buy, you're going to look very good. Parrish, Dersma, Smith, Sharp, Jones, Carroll, very nice. The McAndrew, which makes you can afford this. Jackson McAndrew, I just hope the Jackson thing works out. Duff Tyler. See, this is what I mean. Okay, who we got here? Finn. I think you've done the Bend Rovers. Nice name, Finn. It was Finn, right? Let me just check. Yeah, Finn. So if you're doing the McAndrew thing, this guy has to play. And Duff Tyler might be a slow burn. He might be the slowest burn ever. But if he's playing, if he looks like he's going to play every game, which he should, this is what you do. And then you've got cover, and you can, if shit hits the fan in the early rounds, well, it's best 18 until round 5, so you got some time to get out of it. But in the meantime, you've got somebody else can go on and just score some points. You know, I know it's best 18, but he'll go on, he'll score some points, and he'll keep going up in money. So I think, this is what, if I do it, I want Reedy, Duff Tyler, or Max Heath in this position, just as a get out of jail free card. Pickett looked really good. If he plays like that, we're all going to have him in our team by the end of the season. Flanders, Philippou, Cook, Robertson, Brody, Lombard, and the Pickett combo. They like to give it to each other, so he likes to give it to him. So that's pretty good. Which duo, the Picketts or the Sydney? He's got both the duos. He's got the Sydney duos and the Pickett and the Melbourne duos. So I don't know how. With the buys, I wasn't worried, and then I was worried, and then I wasn't worried, and now I'm not too sure. I think with the buys, the early buys, if you're picking a player that's going to be, like I said, if he's going to score 5 more points than the player that you would choose otherwise. So if, say, is Isaac Heaney going to score 5 more points per game over the entire season than Zach Merritt? If you believe that's so, fine. Otherwise, if you think Zach Merritt's going to score the same, if not more, then maybe you should have Zach Merritt there, just because they're around a similar price. So I don't know. What are you guys thinking? The both. Should have called the team the dynamic duo. I do like the team. It looks dangerous. I am a little bit worried about that buy. The good thing is McAndrew also doesn't. If you've got like an English here or something, he does play the early buys. But having McAndrew, even though he's a rookie, you don't have to worry about him. You're not adding an early buy, even though he's a rookie player. So I do like the McAndrew start. I do like it. Who we got here? Times 3D. If I'm looking at your team, you can always make yourself known in chat. If you got any questions or anything, like literally, guys, I don't claim to be the expert. Can you guys see everything okay? They have early buys, yep. I guess you guys can, because you're talking to me and just in chat. The streaming system doesn't know if it looks like it's doing very well. Oh, yep, here we go. We're back again. So Wangalee Malera. So you guys can see this pretty good on your screen. I can hardly see it on mine. Rosie, Clark, McKercher, Ewan, Grill, Bont, Butters. Good. What about Sarong and Jarks? Yep. Good here. All right. Good to know. Thanks, Pure. Bont, Butters, Dacos, Goulden. I just like that. I just like it. I'm happy to not go Dacos, though. I know he'll be in there, but I think Goulden can almost, if Goulden gets her CBAs, he can almost go the same as Dacos. That might be blasphemy. Is that blasphemy? Can Goulden go score as good as Dacos? Or is that blasphemy? Maybe he can, but at 50k cheaper, I might be willing to take that risk. Is Dacos? You're going to want Dacos at the end, but I'm thinking if you see Goulden get those CBAs, you're probably going to want him at the end, and you might want Heaney too. Barrow, Sharp, kick it from Freo, 99.99. Sherry, I think with McAndrew, I think this is reasonable. He's still got a very soft draw to start off with. Sherry still might be the number 1 ruck. But I don't like this, buddy. Kalani White. It is Kalani White, isn't it? Something like that. Did Sean screw up a name again? Yeah, you need cover, buddy. You need cover here. Some way you can move things around. and help it out, because what's your back out plan? If he gets injured, I mean, you better have at least 100K to get a Duff Tyler or someone in case of emergency. And once the bye's finished, you don't really want a Duff Tyler on field, I don't think, or a Max Heath on field, or a Liam Reedy on field, if possible. So better to have like a Liam Reedy here, and then you will work it out during the buys. You know what I mean? I think, yes, it's best 18, so you'll get away with it for a couple rounds, but you need an out. So here you need to be prepared basically to sell Dacos or Goulden. If you've got 40K in the bank, and that's going to be hard. If they come out and they're smashing 140 eaches, or maybe Bont, Bont plays a bit more up forward and scores 105 instead of 150 and looks like he's going to drop 60, 70K, you might have to drop Bont, and McAndrew gets injured, you might have to drop Bont and buy a Cameron or something. But have a plan. I'm just saying, if you're going to go with it, have a plan, and I would have a playing cheapie ruck on the bench. Philippou, Lombard, Robertson, yeah, I love. I'm not getting rid of Petrarca out of the forward line. Exactly. One buy. Exactly, masturbator. So as long as you don't have too many, though, right? From a rookie best 18, if you have a whole team on the buys, yeah, but I'm with you. It's not going to affect as much as some people think they are. I had a guy told me that he thought I had too many, and I was like, I don't think so. If they're premium keepers, get them. If you like them and they're premium keepers, just get them, because not only that, trades are so valuable. You're going to need the trades later on anyway. So if they're having Dacos and Gould, and I'm with you, Masturbator, I think the early buys aren't going to be such a big deal. You just don't have 10 players out on them. If you've got like 6 or 7 or even 8, it's probably going to be okay. And especially because those guys are going to probably be the big dogs. You'll catch the other players who don't. The people who have got, instead of they've got Dacos, they've got, they've got Jack Steele because he doesn't have a buy. Yeah, he's going to catch him pretty quickly, you would think. Darcy Cameron, I like Darcy Cameron. I think he'll be the new rules suit him. He'll be right up there. Him in English, I still think Sherry and Gawn could be the top 2. But it's going to be a lot closer this year, I think, than past years. These years, the Jacksons, the Camerons, and the English are going to be right up there as well. And that's the one reason why I'm thinking I'll pay the 80K less, because I think it'll be closer than we think. The only reason I still really like Sherry is because of his draw early on. He's going to, when he does get to push people around, he's going to push the people around a lot. But in the centre bounces, he's going to lose a few points, and there's going to be a few less, throw-ins and stuff, because people are going to... What do you guys think? I think that might affect it just as much. People are going to be looking for the corridor, at least not the boundary line, a lot more. They're going to be kicking... Then they take their kick down the line. They're not going to keep it close to the boundary line that they used to. They're going to play a bit safe and keep it a little bit more corridor side, meaning you'll probably go out a little bit less. But Masturbator, I like how you think. Yeah. So, I think if you like a player, like I like Petrarca, I don't care he has the early buy, I'm locking him in. I like Bont. I don't care he has the early buy, I'm locking him in. Malera has the early buy, I'm locking him in. But you can't feel you'd like the team with those 2 Sydney guys in there. Maybe that's too many, but who am I to say? We got to find out. It's going to be a very interesting year. Ranger, here's your team, buddy. You're still around. Should we go in a bit? Malera, Rosie, McCarthy. You got McCarthy. Masturbator. Yeah, that's the name. Masturbator. Can't you read? Blues bagger? Masturbator. That's the name. What do you think it says? Yeah, I. That's it. Everyone gets called. Usually, you should see me how I used to be. Everyone used to have a nickname, and their nicknames weren't always probably YouTube allowed. Let's say it that way. So I didn't write it. I'm just reading what's read there. It's masturbator as far as I'm concerned. Wagoning, Malira, Rosie, McCarthy, Coleman, Reeve McInnes. Is there really love for this guy? Is there you got some love for him, Ranger? Thanks for that, Blues. Gibcus, I don't know if he's going to score, but I think I'm not a big. I've got him in my team. Does anyone think Gibcus is going to score anything more than like, if he scores 50, that's going to be a good score for him, right? Lindsay and Sarong, yep. So fine. McCarthy, I think this is going to be interesting, especially when he gets DPP. No early buy, gets DPP. My question is, if he can be a top 6 defender, great. Good move. I don't think he's a top 8 midfielder just because he plays for the Eagles and he's not going to get enough of it. But if you think he could be a top 6 defender, then I think it's a good pick. Gould and Steele. I think Steele is a reasonable pick. The only reason I'm not as high on it as I once was is the same. If I'm paying up, I want someone who I feel is a keeper. Steele would have to. He was very good in the practice match. If he came out and he was very good again in these matches, and I thought that maybe he could take this position, D8, I would consider it. If it was the Steele of old, I would consider it. I'm just not sure that he can get back to being the Steele of gold. Last session with the proper spelling. Yeah, I'll just read anything. Put it in front of me I'll just read it. Yeah, Rory, I'm super keen on Petrarca, and I don't know what other people saw in the practice game just gone by. A lot of people are like, "Oh, he wasn't that clean." He looked awesome to me. He looked everywhere. He was in CBAs all over that. He looked like the main man in the CBAs is what he looked like. And well, I know once Rao comes back and that, I guess we'll have to see. But I think he's going to be very, very good. And if I had to be a betting man on the top 2 forwards, I guess Flanders was very good as well. But I'm still thinking Sheasel and Petrarca are going to be top 2. That's what I'm paying up for. Pickett, I'm thinking Pickett could have a low game, but how many Supercoach points would Pickett have scored? 5 goals, like 20-something, 25 plus possessions in that game. Surely it would have been a 150, a 160. Chat's getting a bit frisky here now. But, oh well. You, Philippou, Marshall, like again, Marshall's a watch. Finn McRae, I don't think doesn't seem to be in the Eagles calculations. So Robertson, though, you chuck Robertson there, that's fine. Good thing he's got the DPP, but be nice if he did for the price and the DPP. But it just didn't seem to. He didn't even play the practice match the other day, so doesn't seem to be in their calculations, I would think. Not bad, nice team. I like it. How many we got? I said I'd read almost anything. I said I'd read anything but Blues Baggers, but let's keep it clean. We'll keep it clean and keep it about the Supercoach for a change. No, you guys don't want to know about Shauno's personal life. Who we got here? Saints. You're up, Saints. Sinclair, I try to behave on YouTube. I told you, when I was streaming on Twitch, I was very naughty. On YouTube, I try to behave. You guys are a bad influence. Sinclair, Rosie, Worrell. You having a go at Worrell? Interesting. I think he's a bit pricey for my liking. And you got Bergman as well, and Windsor, a bit of mid-price madness in the background, in the back line. You're done 150. I think that's more of a Discord question, Blues. You could say whatever you want in Discord, pretty much. Butters, Dacos, Goulden, Davies, Young, Parrish, Ewan, Smith. Looks good to me. Another one with Finn McRae, like I said. He's named round one, keep an eye out for it, but I don't know. Jack Carroll thought he looked okay. Carmichael's injured. You're going to have to get rid of him for the moment. He was looking really good, but is injured now. Yes. What I got to say? Yes or no to what? Yes or no? There we go. McAndrew and Jackson. Kalani White, I'd like to see a playing ruck here. Just a get out of jail free card. Sheasel, Petrarca is a lock. He's a lock for me, Wilson. I've thrown away the key. Sheasel, Petrarca, Pickett, Flanders. I ran with this when I did this, a very similar team to this, which I was going to show you guys, where I had McAndrew here and I brought in Pickett here as well. And then I was like, and the reason I like this is because there's a really good chance Pickett will be in the top 6 forwards, where I'm still not 100% sure who's going to be in the top 8 midfielders. Blues. Oh, you got Reedy. Oh, that's fine. There, you got Reedy there. So I think this is it's fine. You've got to get out of jail free card. I like it. I think it's very valuable. I should really ask you guys to tell me how much money you've got left, because I think that makes quite a bit of a difference. So Flanders, Philippou, Robertson. Yeah, I like it. Very good. I don't know about the back line, though. I think this is really risky. This has signs of my last year back line with the Perrymans and the Shorts. I wouldn't like to see you guys take more than 2 risks in any line. So we're already kind of, like the Young and the Parrish, I don't think are that bigger risks because they're so cheap and everyone's got them. Worrell's a risk. Not many people are going to have him. He's at a high price, and Bergman, depending on what his percentage is, what his percentage owned is, if you're taking a risk, like Windsor, I think could just be too much of a risk for me. If he's only owned by like 1-2% and the shit hits the fan, it's a bad thing. But if I've got some vanilla pick like here, like McKercher, that's owned by 40 or 50% of the league and it goes bad, well then it's not a big deal. So yeah. But Cheese, I think, so you're saying you're thinking about to miss? No, because again, at this price, he's too cheap. If it goes sideways, who cares? You don't win. Keep saying you don't win with your starting team. The Parrish, I think if Parrish and Young line up in round one, you just lock them in. They're too cheap. I'm more worried about the players like Bergman that are more expensive. The extra 100k you're paying for these guys, I'd prefer a Windsor over a Bergman, not because I think he'll perform better, but because he's cheaper, or a Kitty Coleman because he's cheaper. If the shit hits the fan and you've got a player, if I'm buying a 487,000 player, I have to be pretty confident that he's going to finish at least the top 8. And same with Bergman. If you thought Bergman and Worrell are almost guaranteed to finish top 8 defenders, lock them in. And if you're right, beautiful. But, you know, if you're wrong, you've got to make this trade. Everyone else will have McKercher. You'll have to get McKercher. If you don't have Young, and Young scores 100 and 120, if he scores 100 and 100, you'll have to get him. And if you've got 100k in the bank, how are you going to get him? Are you going to drop your good primos to get him? You know, unless you've got 200k to slap on a rookie that didn't work. I don't think I'll be fading Young or Parrish. Anyone owned over 50% who's that cheap, or owned over 40% that's that cheap, I'm just getting them. Go the vanilla team. Trade your way to the rate of 50k. Flag Eagles in 26? I don't think so. I even watched someone told me they thought we were going to win as an Eagles supporter 4 games, and I told them you're dreaming. I don't think we'll win 4 games. I think we'll be a lot better. I think we look a lot better, but I don't think we'll win 4 games. And I still think I was going to say, I still think we'll finish the wooden spoon, but Jesus, North looked bad. North looked bad the other day. So maybe North just want the number 1 pick this year. If you're really confident on it, Josh, go for it. Yep. If you're really confident on someone, don't let me or anybody else talk you out of it. You know, do your research. You know what you know. Go for it. You know, if you like to be a little bit different, that's fine. I like Hayden Young though. I think Hayden Young could potentially be a keeper with the best season. I know most people think about trading him up. We're thinking about Hayden Young and Parrish as you know, stepping stones to the better midfielders. But when the score per minute is amazing. If he gets enough of the ball, you know, I'm not fading them. I'm confident on their positions too. I know Parrish is going to play in the middle. Young, he's going to play in the middle. McKercher, I'm not too sure. Bergman, I'm not too sure. So I prefer to go the cheaper guy that I'm sure about with a little bit of an injury worry than the more expensive guy that I'm not sure about. You know, I was sure about Perryman last year. I was sure about Jaden Short last year. You know, I was sure about Matt Roberts last year, and none of them paid off. So, and they all cost around $450. Those $450 players are scaring me. Young's in a good team. Save a trade on the competition. You are correct. The trades are going to be important. Like we said, the past winners all had at least one trade. But being aggressive, that's the thing they seem to have in common. They all had trades at the end, but they were all very aggressive at the beginning. So don't hold your trades at the beginning. Burn them. And then when it gets to like around, you know, maybe rounds 5 and 6 and stuff, maybe don't trade for a week or just trade one player. You know, hold out for the buys, and then when you come out of the buys, have those few extra trades on everybody. But I'd say have a look. You know, if he comes out and destroys the next 2 games, can you really skip him? You want to get there to Dacos to Bont? Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think starting the big dogs like either of those guys is fine. And that's another thing that ex-winners said. They pay up for a guaranteed captain choice every week. They pay up for a guy at the beginning and they're happy. Like, Bont's going to go down. I'm buying Bont, and I know at some point Bont will probably go down to 600. He might even go down to 580 or something. He's going to score 105 one week. You know, and then maybe the next week he scores 110, and he'll drop 100k over a 4-week, 5-week time. But I've got him in my team. I don't have to find the 600. Say he goes down to 600. When he gets to 600, who's to say that you've got the money then? What happens if he does it straight away at the beginning of the season? You're not going to have 500k to chuck on a rookie or 400k to chuck on a rookie. And then he might go back up again. And then it's going to be hard to afford him. So I don't think it's a problem to pay up for a few of these big dogs. The Wanganeen Malira, the Whitfield, the Butters, the Dacos. And then your Goulden has got upside and value. So, yeah, I think it's fine to pay up for it at the beginning. Well, almost all the winners then went and got value afterwards. So once you've locked away your Butters, your Dacos, and your Bont, you pick up, you know, someone else goes down to 560. Say, I don't know, Ed Richards goes down to 520 because he, you know, sprains an ankle in the first 5 seconds of a game and gets a score of 20 or something. and you can get him for 500 or 480 or something. You snap him up and you snap another guy up. That's how the winner last year, or was it the year before? That's what he did. He started off with the big dogs and then he just snapped off any premium that got to a reasonable value. And that seems like a really good strategy. He didn't pay up for anyone. He didn't like, once the season started, he didn't go and like pay up big for bonds like I did last season. He got Rowell really cheap. He got Dawson really cheap. So that is my plan as well this season. Pay up for a few big dogs and then try and snap the other ones off. And I would like Dacos in the team, and I think he'll be top 4 to 5 mid. I'm just hoping that he maybe gets tagged. Just hoping. I'm not a Collingwood fan, so it doesn't bother me if he gets tagged. Correction trades. I think correction trades are fine. Sideways trades are bad. How do you guys think about that for a statement? Correction trades are fine, like if you're correcting rookies, or say Hayden Young doesn't perform and Caniglio comes out and gets 120 both weeks, and you go, Hayden Young to Caniglio. So, well, sorry, that's a sideways, but more if Goulden doesn't score what you want. Say Goulden comes out and scores 100 and a 95. Can't see that happening, but say he does. Going from him to a Zach Merritt or something like that. Shouldn't be doing that. Sideways trade, not good. But correctional trade, if you get McKercher and the role's not there, he just plays midfield or whatever, that's fine. You're not swapping a like for like. You're going to McCarthy, who's 500, who seems to be killing it in the midfield and getting fortunes. I think that's the way. Correctional trades are fine. Sideways trades, you don't want to be doing them. Didn't tag last year though. Can you guys see it like that? Is that fine? Whether you try and, surely some people are going to try and tag Dacos. It's just whether they succeed or not. Sherry, English, gone for the 2 big dogs. Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, Philippou, Marshall, Robertson, McCarthy, Lombard, Reedy, White. Looks really good. Like I say, I'm a bit worried about Marshall. Want to have a look at him. McCarthy, it's an interesting pick. TPP after round 6 could be really good. Thank you so much for everyone for sending in your teams too as well, crew. This is really enjoying doing the streams. I love it. We only had a couple teams to start, so really thanks for everyone who sent in their teams. And if you haven't already subbed, probably now's the time to hit that sub button. You've listened to me crap on for so long, you might as well hit the sub button, and you might as well leave me a like as well. That would be very, very helpful. And yeah, thank you so much. So let's go on. We got any others? That was from you, Jai Wilson. Cripps for Brownlow. I think you put in a team last time as well, buddy. So welcome back. Nice to see you. Are you in chat at all, mate? Whitfield, I like it. Zorko, here's an interesting one. Is anybody else considering Zorko? I know they just wheel him out there in a wheelchair every week, but he still seems to be able to do it. It's a shit buy, but it's an interesting pod. Now, like we talked about, picking pods at the beginning of the season is not always the best idea, but it's interesting. Oh, Blues Bagger, this is you? Zorko? Yeah, I think it's interesting, mate. That's definitely a pod. What percentage is Zorko owned at? Surely he's like 1% or something, is he? Two percent owned. He's still taking all the kick-ins. He'll be good. Don't get me wrong. He'll be good. He'll score good, and there'll be weeks that he scores big. At 550, is he going to be in the top 6 defenders? He could be. He could be. I got a lot more confident of Zorko being in the top 6 defenders than I have of Bergman or McKercher. I'll give you that much. So For 100k more, I think you've locked away a premium, and I'm totally cool with that. It's a premium that not a lot of other people are picking, but it's a premium, and I like it. Jay Wilson, yes, I do, but I like it because that's how past winners have won. It's not so much my opinion, it's my observation and what they've said. Like I said, if you haven't watched that sword play series, go back and watch it. They don't pay up for players during the season. They look for value because that way gets you to a full premium team quicker and with so they don't get scared. You got to take a few risks. If they've got Jordan Dawson, Matt Rowell's a good one. I got Matt Rowell pretty cheap. But so Matt Rowell's 600k this year. Don't start him. But at some point, if he gets down to 500 or whatever, you jump on him. And that's what a lot of us did last year. And the guy did it last year. He did it with Rowell and he did it with Dawson and he did it with a few others as well. You look for the value. And if you do that 3 or 4 times and you save 100k, you don't do something silly like I paid up 600 and something for Bont and then he had 2 bad weeks and everyone else got him for 580 or something. And I paid like 680 for him or something. You save 100k a few times on those picking off the premiums when they've gone down and had a bad game. And then you can put that on the top of another rookie and all of a sudden you've got an extra premium to everybody else and you're ahead of the pack. So that's a very smart way to go. So it doesn't really, if you got Bont when you start off with and he goes down by 100k, it doesn't matter. You started him. But if you pay up for 700k for Bont because he's been scoring 150 every week during the season, that's going to hurt. So I think it's fine. I've locked Bont in. I'm starting Bont. Unless I see in the next 2 matches him playing like a lot forward or something. Say they play the Fridge through the midfield. Fridge and Libba and Richards as the main midfielders. Bont runs through the midfield, but he spends quite a bit of time up forward, as a high forward, kicking goals. Then I'll get scared. And then I'll get like a Goulden or someone. If I see anything that says to me that Bont is not in the guts all the time, I'll probably swap him straight out because they're on the same buy, right? Yeah, I'll probably go straight Bont to Goulden and bank 140k and then deal with the consequences. But for the moment, he was so good last year, I don't care that he's going to go down 100k. And I know he's going to go down 100k, I don't care. I just want him in the team now so I don't have to worry about getting him later. And then same with Butters. I'll pay up for Butters. And if I could get Dacos, I'd probably get Dacos as well. Don't have to worry about them. And then I pick off the cheapies. What do I think? This is still your team, is it? Crips? Is that why you like blue? Crips? So, Bontempelli, Butters, Sheasel in the midfield. Nice. Steele, I'm interested to see what Steele does this week. Young, Parrish, Caniglio. I don't mind Caniglio. He's another young Parrish. He's the same. He's very, very cheap. If Caniglio can come out and score 100 this week, 100 next week, and play 60% CBAs, 50% or more CBAs, and his old man can take it, and we don't see Finn O'Callaghan coming back until round 4 or 5 or 6, I think it's reasonable. And they've got a lot of other injuries there too. They're going to have to play him. It's just where, is it going to be him or is it going to be Ralston? If Caniglio is like the second or the third man, he's got a good history of scoring. He can do it. He just hasn't done it for the last couple of years. So I'm watching him. Caniglio better pick than Parrish. He's cheaper. The up and down scores, yeah. Masturbator. I got on Rao after one price rise. I think he was, and it was one of the reasons I did very well to the end of the season is due to Matt Round getting on him cheap. So remind me when we do these live videos during the season, when I'm like to you crew, I want to get Dacos, but he's 650k. I'm going to pay up for him. You say, hey, Shauno, remember what you said. Oi, you idiot. Remember what you said. You're not paying up for anybody who's that much. Cogs' watch. Forward line is interesting. Let's have a look. You got Sherry and Grundy, the two big dogs with McAndrew. So you can do what I was talking about, Blues Bagger. You can, if either of these guys don't work out, you just sell them. Move McAndrew on. Get whatever rookie you've got cover, whatever. Even if you got, get whoever you got your coverage. Oh, you got Luke Jackson down here. Oh my God. The monsters, 3 big rucks. Whoa, in a season where we don't know what's happening with the rucks, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Flanders, you got Sheasel in the center, so that's fine. I don't mind that because you've got a top line player. He might not be the top liner here, but he's up there. I'm all for putting Rosie in here too, crew. If you need more backline spaces and you're putting Rosie in your midfield, I'm all for that. Flanders, Philippou, Cook, Pickett, Lombard, and Robertson. Dangerous. Too many rookies. Scares the hell out of me. But, probably too many rookies in the forward line. But big scoring potential. Big scoring potential. And we know that the forward line scores the least amount of points. So you're spending the least amount of money there. So it makes sense. It's just risky that you might be using your flex if Cook doesn't play and Pickett doesn't play or Jones doesn't play. And Rose has looked all right. He looked okay. He looked all right. Yeah, so super dangerous. I don't hate it. It's a bit too risky for me. I think it's way out there. I just don't like too many rookies on the field just because of how volatile it can be. So how many in total have you got? 1, 2, 3, 4 over your whole team. 5. So you only got 1 in the midfield. So 6, 7, 8. I don't even know if Patterson gets a game. You got 8 rookies on the field. I also heard one of the other past winners say he doesn't like more than about the minimum amount of rookies on the field as possible. So like maybe 1 or 2 in the back line, 1 or 2 in the midfield, and like maybe 6, 1 or 2 on the forward line. So you got 8, which is just risky. If it pays off, it pays off big time. If all these rucks go really big, it could really pay off. But I could see you having to sell your soul, sell one of these big dogs, chuck McAndrew on, and invest in your forward line early on. But could be good. One more primo, yeah. But obviously, how much money you got in the Blues? How much money you got? Even if you went somewhere like instead of Caniglio or Parrish or whatever, you had a Buderick or someone who is more dependable, someone who's going to play, or a Goey or one of the slightly more expensive ones that you know is going to play. I mean, we assume all these guys are going to play, but they might not. And if they don't, or if they get injured, what do? Still, I like it. Very interesting. Is that the last team? It's the last team you got? Oh, it's good. We had quite a few in the end. And we only had 2 when we started. We're going to 2 or 3 when we started. So that's really good. I really like some of those teams. I think we kept one of the most interesting ones for last. I think a little bit of craziness. If you've just joined in, you're wondering about my team. This is kind of what it looked like, but not really. Did we say we must have saved it? The McAndrew one, we talked about that. I'm not going to start him there. I'm going to start one of the other rucks, and then I'll trade it. I will have McAndrew on the boundary line, and if it all works out, I really like the idea of Sherry actually, because he's got the awesome buy. I can't afford him. Because he's got the awesome buy. Which he doesn't have a buy. That's why it's awesome. Then if he drops like we think he might, cool. He goes out. He comes in. Plus a major midfielder. If he just kills it like we think he might, you could do it as well. we can, and I'm still, it's either English or Sherry. And I think at the moment I've locked Jackson in until I see the Darcy situation. So what about tomorrow, crew? Who are we watching tomorrow? We're watching that Tyron Byrne kid. I had him in my team for a bit. Taylor Byrne, not Tyron. Taylor Byrne. Is he a Byrne man? Kicked, was it 3 goals? We're watching him. We're going to drool over Jager Smith. Anyone got a Sam? We did see a Sam Walsh in the teams earlier on. Anyone got a bit of a thing for a Sam Walsh? Who else could be playing tomorrow that we could be interested in watching? Have you guys seen the teams? It is attached to the top, Michael Rubenstein. So I pinned it to the top to the first message, but I will give it to you again. Yes, please join the Discord, everybody. We need to get as many people in there to have as many good ideas and and chat. Like I say, I don't believe that I know everything. That's why we have the Discord, so we can all have a good chat. And you'll find out other things, like we'll be doing some drafts coming up. I might even do a draft the next couple of days. I got a big work week 2 coming up, and then I sneakily took the week off where it's round 1 to lock in my team. So I took a whole week off to lock in my super coach. That's how demented I am. But the week leading up, round 0, I'm going to be, till then I'm working a lot. So hopefully I can do the draft in the evening, which will be good for you guys. But I might have to do a draft during the day, which I know is going to suck for people working and stuff. But, I'm going to try and do one in the evening where I can get some of you guys in chat into that. And if you're on my Discord, I will make it very, very clear who and when the draft is done. You're watching Hollands down for a draft. Brune is playing tomorrow. Yes, he is playing. That's what I was doing for you. I was finding out the it's taken its time. Here we go. Click on post. Can I show you my Facebook without? Don't know if you guys can we? So thanks to whoever don't. So that's really hard for you guys to see, right? In the back line, there's Dean, Young, Sard, and Blicker. That's for Carlton. Dean, we'll go through Carlton and then we'll go through Geelong. Dean, Young, Sard. Halfback is Zach Williams without Nick Newman there. Is anyone considering Zach Williams? He was the distributor the other day, and we know he can do that job. Just the fact is, does Nick Newman just jump in there and do it for him? Hollands, I think that's the same question for Hollands. When Nick Newman comes back, what happens to him? Dirksen, Ollie Hollands or E. Hollands? Who were you saying? You're looking at E. Hollands? Yeah. George Hewitt, Florian, Hayward, Moore, Answorth, Kemp, McKay, and Smith. Followers Pitnett, Cripps, and Walsh. And for Geelong, it's Blickass, Neil, Polkyhorn, Close, Warple, Henry, Dempsey, Atkins, Clark, Mullen, Brune, named on field at halfback. That's a good sign. Named on field at halfback. Humphreys, O'Sullivan, Henry, Stewart, and Ruckers, De Koning, Holmes, and Manor. And for the stop doing that. Let me see. For the interchange, it's going to be for Carlton. They got McGovern, Chesser, Lord, Evans, Reedy. Reedy's playing, which is good. Fogarty and Byrne. And Carlton have Zach, Guthrie, O'Connor, Edwards, Stevens, Nevitt, Martin, and Dangerfield. I must have had an old man moment. I thought Dangerfield retired, and then I realised then he played the Origin match. I was like, what? Oh, Michael, did you just put your team in? Got another team here to look at. do it from up here actually. We've got time to do 1 or 2 more teams, and then Sean's getting hungry. We'll have to go and eat some food. But once again, if you're still with us after all this time, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support, guys, and especially videos like this where I get to chat with all of you. Honestly, I think you guys help me out as much as I help you. And if you are a new player, though, one thing I was going to say. So I'm going to put out my full team after round 1. I won't be sneaky about it. I might change it because I like to change my teams at the last second sometimes, depends on, team release and stuff. If you watch myself, if you're a new Supercoach, you watch myself and some other content creators, and they'll show you their teams too. You can basically just copy their teams. Now, it's not very much fun, but it gets you a decent start. And like we said, the best thing is to copy their rookies, copy their mid prices, and then maybe just pick a few primos that you like. If you're a Collingwood supporter and they don't have Dacos, pick Dacos. If you're a Bulldogs, pick Pont. If you love Sydney Swans, pick whoever you like. Maybe you pick Sean Darcy Sam Darcy in the forward line because you're a Bulldogs fan. If you do that and get a decent start, that gets you on the way. And then you trade. You win by trading. You don't win by picking your team at the beginning. But if you pick a shit team and you pick a whole lot of players that aren't playing and a whole lot of rookies that don't play, you're going to be in trouble from the beginning. So I don't see any harm in, if you're brand new and this is your first season, whatever, just go and look at one of these content creators. Maybe not me, maybe someone who knows better, and just copy their structure and pop in a few of your own premiums. Off you go, and then you've got a decent start to the season, and that gives you a warm-up. I don't think there's anything wrong. Even my friends, they're like, you're going to put your team up? I'm like, yeah, you can look at my team. And the guys in my league and whatever, I'm like, yeah, what are you going to see? I'm still going to beat you when the trading comes with a bit of smack talk going. So Bruin Pure, we're going to be watching Bruin. How much is Bruin? We'll go back to that. Anyway, Michael, you're with us. Rosie, McCarthy, Roberts is very interesting. Ridley's out. He went and played midfield. Am I correct in saying that? In the match the other day, he played midfield and he looked very good. Again, it was one of the matches I was watching, but I wasn't watching. I was kind of doing other stuff at the same time. McKercher, Windsor, Grill. So one to watch, Archie Roberts. McKercher, one to watch. Yeah, 2 weeks to go, basically, until, 1 day till we get some proper matches. Some matches where there's proper subs and stuff. We actually get some proper data. All this talk up to now has all been hot air. And I got lots of hot air, but it's all been hot air. Now, the streams that you really want to watch, and unfortunately with my work, I don't know how many I'm going to be able to put out, guys, but I'm going to try and get as many out as I can. I'll do another reveal, like I said before, between round 0 and round 1. And I'll probably, after all these games, I'll probably do another stream where I talk about what I thought of all these games, and we might probably do another live one like this, and we can do the same thing. We can talk about the matches, the Amy series, and we'll talk about anyone who wants to show the new teams who are all going to change our teams and be reactive to whatever happened in the Amy series. So Windsor, yep, like we talked about, to watch. McKercher to watch. Roberts to watch, but looks good. McCarthy, the only thing I don't like about this is Michael, is that where you got Rosie's your premium, you've only got one, what I would call almost guaranteed top 8 premium defender. Then you've got these are basically expensive mid prices. So let's see how the rest of your team looks. Butters and Gordon, you're fading Bond, you got Young, you got Reed. So as an Eagles supporter, I'm not picking Reed, and this might be biased just because I'm not a huge Reed fan, not on his talent, but on his headspace. So let me ask you this, all you non-biased people out, I should be biased for Reed, right? But I'm not. I'm the opposite. I hated what I saw last year. He gave away more free kicks than any other player. I don't know if you guys know that. More free kicks against than any other player. And that is Supercoach destruction. And this year, why wouldn't you tag Harley Reid? If you're an opposition player, except for the fact you're playing the Eagles, if the Eagles start to look like they do okay, tag Reed, and not because the Eagles are winning, but because he gets so hot-headed and he can't handle it, and he reacts and he gives away a free kick against. If you get a free kick again, a free kick in the middle of the field, that's like gold in football, in AFL. You just go and kick it into your forward line, and it's beautiful. If I was an opposing coach, I would tag Harley Reid every week, not because I thought that the Eagles were, if I was Gold Coast, I don't think the Eagles going to beat us. I would tag Harley Reid and give him a hard time, because I figure I'd get 3 or 4 free kicks every single game, which I just boot it into my forward line and potentially get a goal out of it. I just think the talent is there. The headspace is not there yet. If he can show he's a lot more mature, and he looks a lot more fit this year, and he did look okay in the practice match, I pray as an Eagles supporter it works out, but I'm not sold yet. I'm not 100% sold, and I won't be picking him in my team. Has anyone else got him in your team? Am I just biased because I'm an Eagles supporter and I'm anti-biased, if you want to put it? Anyway, I don't want to see, every time he gives away a free kick, I crack the shits. Parrish, Caniglio, you're very mid-priced in the midfield, and you're very mid-priced in the defenders. I think this team is too risky for me. You got Jackson and English with Reedy on the bench. If McAndrew plays, you need to have him somewhere. I don't know if that's who's in your flex. McAndrew, awesome. I can't see your flex, but I tell you what, if McAndrew is named round 1 and Rory Lobb isn't, you want him in your team. He's going to score 1 million more points than Reedy. Harley Reid's a hard watch. He is if you're well, I don't know. Most people over here love him. McAndrew flex, yeah, that's fine then. That's good. I like it then. Perfect. You've got to get out of jail. You've got the same setup as I have, basically, where I'm thinking that English, you can do the get out of jail. Sheasel, Petrarca, Pickett, Flanders, Philippou, Marshall. Yep, it's fine. The only thing, I like Pickett, and I wanted to pick him here, but history says that you score more points in the midfield and defense. So spending 500k for, like, every single forward last year went down to like 450k. Can you pick up Pickett cheaper later? Maybe. It's the only thing I'm thinking. Would I prefer a 500k Pickett in the forward line, where he's almost guaranteed a top 6, or a 500k player in the back line or the midfield? Just not sold. Michael, I think this team, for me, it's a little bit risky. If things go wrong, they'll go really wrong. And this is what we'll talk about before, when a lot of people, if you go a bit more vanilla, if things go wrong, you might be okay. But if Roberts doesn't work out, if Windsor doesn't work out, if Caniglio doesn't work out, if Reed doesn't work out, you got a lot of shit to sort out in those first few rounds. And then you might not be able to get the rookies that you want. If you say you want to pay, this could work out. You could go down, Caniglio doesn't work out, you go down to Dersma, who is working out, or, Windsor down to Euland, it is working out. It could work out, but you might have to burn a lot of trades, and the shit hit could hit the fan if everything goes wrong. Oh, masturbate her. I hadn't, neither of them on my radar, neither of them. What do you think? Have you been teeing it up? Thank you so much, Michael, for putting in your team. Every team, there are no bad teams. There are only teams where we can try and give our opinion. And like I say, I don't know at all. If this midfield worked out, this could be beautiful. If this worked out and this worked out, you could be well ahead of the pack. But it's a risky team. Nothing wrong with risk, though. You got to risk it to win the biscuit. Isn't that how it goes? All right, Logan McDonald. Let's have a look. He performed pretty well last week, didn't he? Have I still got the stats? He performed pretty good, if I remember correctly. Don't forget also, if you join the Discord, you can see these stats from from the match. Some of the matches, I don't have them all, but some of the matches. Logan McDonald, 9 kicks, 7 marks, 4 goals. Curnow, still an interesting one as well. He's got 4 goals, 93. Don't forget, these scores aren't Supercoach scores. So, I mean, how much did Heaney actually get? 28 disposals and 2 goals, 130. Yeah, that's probably going to be similar in Supercoach. Goulden got 28 disposals and 2 goals. That's going to be a lot bigger than that in Supercoach. Both of these scores are probably going to be around 150 in Supercoach. 130 to 160, both of these, depending on what else they did. Interesting. So Logan McDonald, how much is he? 200k. He's cheap. If you were thinking of Jamar Ugle-Hayden, he might be an option instead of him. And Lukosius. Is that how you say it? Lukosius? Do we need Ralph Wiggum? We haven't had Ralph Wiggum for a while. You know what? We're going to bring this in for... I'm just going to play this because I had to play it for my friends the other day in Facebook chat, and we love it.
It's a trap!
I think we're going to be using that a lot in the next couple of weeks. One more time.
It's a trap!
Thank you. It's a trap. And one for the Lukosius.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Thank you, Ralph Wiggum. Okay, let's have a look. And how did he perform? How did he perform? We do have the port stats. So he is 240k. Couple of sausage rolls. 5 kicks. 4 marks. Well, that says your Logan McDonald says better. But I tell you what I like. At 240, I like Connor Buderick better than Lukosius. Someone who's playing back in the Bulldogs, who need people who play back. They want someone to distribute the ball, you know, with Dale back there, and Dale's a little bit injured at the moment. I like, if you want a 200k, I guess Logan McDonald look better. I'll be watching him the next 2 weeks. If Sydney look this good, if he's got Heaney and Goulden sticking the ball down his throat at 200k, it could be a pick. But just like any other key kind of forward, a little bit dubious. I'd always prefer the backman than the key forward in the forward line. And how much is Tanner Bruin? See, because we were talking about him as well. The Brew, 270 as a mid only. I would have to. I want him to take kick-ins at the Geelong. I want him to be taking kick-ins. 270 is affordable though. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking. I think a lot of things could change. Kitty Coleman might not make my team. Dersma might not make my team. Like, we've still got a 93k here. And like we said, I don't know which is better to go to have that bit of extra money and maybe do the Dersma and Yulm. So say Rashenko only got half a match, so have it like that. Again, it's a bit vanilla. 59% owned. If it doesn't pay out, I just go and get somebody else. You know? Same as how many people have Dersma? 43%. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, it doesn't. What do you reckon, crew? Should we call it a stream there? Have you guys had enough of me dribbling on? If you haven't had enough, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Can you even see that? I'm waving my pen at you. hit that subscribe button, young kids. You young whippersnappers out there. Powers, if you're still in chat, which you're probably not. I used to call you a young whippersnapper. You're probably not so young anymore, but hit that subscribe button. Like the video. Leave me a comment down below. Is there anybody that you're thinking about that other people aren't? I'm interested in the Cornelio one. I'm interested in a few of these backline, the Worrells and the Archie Roberts, was it? Nice segue. Yes, Sean's getting hungry. It's time for him to go and have dinner. It's like 6:15 coming in now. But yeah, thanks everybody. Like I said, I've got a lot of work coming up, so I don't know how many videos I'm going to be able to get out, but I definitely want to do at least one more of these before the start of the season. Make sure you sign up to my Discord, because that's where we're going to be putting the codes for the drafts. I still have my Unlimited League available. We have 60 people in it so far. I would be absolutely overwhelmed and stoked if we can get 100. Like a surfer, I'd be stoked. We got 64 teams. If I can get 100 teams in this league, Unlimited Leagues, I'd be super, super happy. I'm old enough. I turned a big year this year. Let's put it that way. It's a big number. It was a big number this year. Masturbator. It's so some people don't say I look my age. I certainly don't act my age, but I think I probably do look my age. You just can't see the big lack of hair up the top here. Yes, Pure, I've done drafts many times. I usually do a lot of drafts because I enjoy it every week, because basically you can muck around with your team. It's like gets the trading out of your system. And I also play FL Fantasy because you can trade every week. If I trade crazy there, and then when I come back to Supercoach, I can kind of, I don't get the withdrawal symptoms that I could trade. But I do like to draft every year. I can't say that I'm the best drafter, but yeah, I've won quite a few over the times, but I do some dumb picks and sometimes, and it's always the one thing, one time something will happen and I think last year I forgot what time it was, or I got the time wrong, and then I had all players that were injured and stuff. So, it happens, but I'll definitely do a couple. I'll let you guys know which ones I'm doing. If we fill them up, great. And then if I have time, I might just join some random ones, because I love my super coach. I just like to muck around with the drafts. The more leagues you're in, the more you can win, right? Or the more you can lose, I guess you put it that way. But if you still haven't joined this Unlimited League, 904-682, let's get it up to 100. We had quite a lot of people watching today. I want to thank as many of you as I possibly can before I go, because I appreciate every one of you. Pure, Masturbator, Michael Rubenstein. I don't really like Cheese. Like, some of these guys are in chat and girls all the time, crew, and they're very smart people. So if you haven't already joined Discord, do that and have a chat to them. Blues Bagger, yes, you're very naughty but very funny today as well. Jay Wilson, thanks for being here. Who else have we got? If I miss you, Josh Lag, I apologize. I will try and go through chat and get as many. Rangatank, thank you. Rangatank 93. Rory Joe 56. Thank you very much. I'm not that old, I'll give you that much. There's no 56 on the end of my name. Corey Causa, no, thank you very much for being here. I know everyone lives these busy lifestyles and got lots on. You got time to visit me. And I know I see a lot of you guys out there with the other big boys and girls on the streaming platforms, like the Swordplay guys and the Center Bounce guys. And I just appreciate that you come and hang out with Shauno as well. LT73. Who else can I see? Anybody else up here? If you're in chat now, say g'day. Sorry if I missed you, but I think I've got everyone. So thanks everyone for being here. If you're watching this in the future, subscribe, like, leave me a comment, and yeah, we'll still do some more team reviews. So if you slap your team in the post my team here, my Discord, we'll do that next time. So thanks everyone, and we'll talk to you all again. We'll talk to you, or I will talk to you all again very